The Cleveland Browns pulled off a stunning 29-24 win over the Ravens, and man, what a roller coaster the game turned out to be. It wasn't just another game, it was a test of grit, especially with all those lead changes keeping us on edge. Right when it seemed like Baltimore had it in the bag, our Browns turned up the heat and showed them what Cleveland football is all about: fighting spirit and making every play count. Fans had to be on their toes for this one, seeing Jameis Winston come in and lead with pure determination. He threw for 334 yards, hitting 3 TDs and 0 picks. Now, that's the kind of play we've been craving. Sure, Deshaun Watson still finding his rhythm with the team, but Winston's performance was like a breath of fresh air for the offense, showing what experience brings to the field. The Browns' offense just looked sharper and more in sync, and Winston's discipline really kept the momentum up. It's a big win, not just for the standings, but for Cleveland pride. So, what do you think? Should Winston keep leading the charge, or does Watson still have a shot to claim the spotlight? Folks around Cleveland gotta be buzzing after what went down with Winston stepping in. This guy didn't just show up, he adapted to the Ravens' defense like he'd been doing it all season. Unlike Watson, who seemed a bit shaky under pressure, Winston took that pocket like he owned it, snapping off quick throws, hitting multiple receivers, and keeping Baltimore's defense second-guessing. That comfort let the Browns' offense flow in a way we haven't seen lately. And honestly, it might just be the blueprint they need to keep this pace up. Watching Winston command the field was a shot of confidence the whole lineup needed. Then you got Cedric Tillman stepping up. This kid's been a bit under the radar, but he hit a new level this game. 7 catches, 99 yards, 2 touchdowns, he was a game changer. Tillman's sharp routes and field sense were the perfect complement to Winston's quick reads, giving Cleveland that offensive spark. And there's already talk around town, could Tillman be the next big thing for the Browns? Maybe even a future leader in the passing game, right alongside Nick Chubb highlights and Myles Garrett's monster defense. With games like this, do you think Tillman's got what it takes to be the Browns' main guy on offense one day? Hey, folks, buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into some Cleveland Browns chatter that's hotter than a summer day on the shores of Lake Erie. The buzz around the Cleveland Browns roster this year is electric, and let me tell you, it's not just the weather that's heating up. From the sizzling Deshaun Watson highlights to the firepower of Nick Chubb, there's a lot to unpack as we gear up for the NFL season. Now, I know we've all been through our ups and downs, but this year feels different. There's a sense of urgency, a spark in the air that says this might just be our year. The Browns coaching staff has been hustling hard, and with all the chatter about potential trades and new Cleveland Browns draft picks, there's a fresh optimism brewing in the dog pound. And let's not forget about our defense. With Myles Garrett leading the charge, I can't wait to see what the Cleveland Browns defense brings to the field this season. Remember those killer Browns game highlights we couldn't stop watching? We're all itching to see if they can crank it up a notch in the playoffs this time around. So, keep your ears to the ground for the latest Browns news, and don't sleep on those Cleveland Browns live stream updates. This season's shaping up to be a ride worth taking, and you won't want to miss a second of it. The Browns' offensive line finally found its groove this game, something fans have been holding their breath for all season. For once, we got to see a line that actually gave Winston the breathing room to work some magic without having to look over his shoulder every play. Getting those 4 starters back was like a shot of adrenaline. Suddenly, the line was clicking, creating pockets where Winston could take his time and opening up running lanes for Chubb to charge down the field. When's the last time you saw our ground game this fierce? We're talking straight power moves that added an extra punch to our offense, keeping the other side guessing. Flipping over to defense, the Browns showed some serious grit, especially during the nail-biting finish. Yeah, they slipped up here and there, but when the Ravens tried one last push, our defense held steady. The big hiccup came with Owusu-Koramoah's neck injury after a heavy hit, tough moment for sure. He's been a key piece all season, and losing him had the team scrambling, but they dug in, stayed tough, and didn't let it shake them. It's this kind of grit that keeps fans glued to their seats and brings that Cleveland spirit alive. So, with the Browns looking stronger on both sides of the ball, how do you see them holding up as the season heats up? Man, that Browns defense really showed up this game, especially when it came to keeping Lamar Jackson under control. You know how he's got that quick thinking and speed that usually drives defenses nuts? Well, not this time. Cleveland's defense stepped up, closed down the field, and didn't let Jackson get any of those big plays he's famous for. Those moments when he'd normally pull off some game-changing moves? The Browns shut it down, cool and calm. This wasn't just any game for them, it was a real test of their grit. It's been a while since we've seen our team lock in like that, especially against one of the league's top quarterbacks. Their resilience on the field says a lot about the changes happening with this squad. And if you're a true Browns fan, you know this win went beyond the game. Losing Jim Donovan, the iconic voice of the Browns, hit hard. He was more than just a broadcaster, he was Cleveland. This game was a tribute, with the team and fans standing together, pouring every ounce of energy into honoring his legacy. That field, that day, it was like Cleveland's heart was out there playing. And as fans, we didn't just see the Browns win, we saw a tribute to a legend. Now, with the Browns showing this level of heart and hustle, do you think they've got what it takes to make a deep playoff run this season? Folks in Cleveland know there's something special about Route 10 for the Browns, and this season's been a real roller coaster. The Browns ain't just about big hits and touchdowns, it's the heart of the city, man. The organization's been doing its part to keep the fans in the loop, especially through social media and their official YouTube channel. They're dropping Browns highlights, sharing game breakdowns, and even showing behind-the-scenes clips to make sure fans feel like they're right there on the field. Browns fans are some of the most loyal out there, and this effort to bring folks closer only makes that bond stronger, especially when the season's got its ups and downs. After taking a hard-fought win against the Ravens, folks are wondering if this could be the start of something big. With their record at 2-6, it's clear there's a long road ahead. But that win showed the Browns got grit. Players like Myles Garrett showing up strong on defense and Deshaun Watson pushing the offense are giving fans a glimmer of hope for a playoff spot. The Browns' schedule ain't easy, but this team's got the fire to keep fighting. As we look ahead, what do you think? Can the Browns keep this momentum and make a serious push for the playoffs? What a game, huh? That win over the Ravens really lights a fire under the Cleveland Browns, showing us that there's still a flicker of hope left in this season. Jameis Winston brought some much-needed spark to the quarterback spot, while Cedric Tillman stepped up big time, becoming a legit offensive weapon. And don't even get me started on the defense. They've been relentless, making those critical stops when it counts. As we roll through the season, it's a great time for Browns fans to stay connected, share their 2 cents, and join the buzz as the team looks to build on this momentum. Let's break it down. That 29-24 victory against the Ravens wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Winston's performance? Flawless under pressure. Tillman snagging those key catches? Just what we needed. The defense? Solid as a rock. This game embodied the grit and heart that we, as Cleveland fans, cherish. And let's not forget Jim Donovan, who's watching over us. His spirit is embedded in our Browns community. With the fans backing the team and that new energy on the field, we're ready to tackle whatever comes next. So, what do you think? Can the Browns keep this momentum going and make a real playoff push? Browns fans, your voice matters. Engage with the team, express your excitement, and let's fuel this journey together. As we gear up for the next matchup, what do you think will be the key factor for the Browns to push further into the playoffs? Let's hear it.